Urban education, culturally responsive and relevant teaching. What is culturally responsive and relevant teaching? Culturally responsive teaching, also known as CRT, is an educational reform that strives to increase the engagement and motivation of students of color who historically have been both unsuccessful academically and socially alienated from their public schools. According to the Journal of Teacher Education, culturally responsive teaching prioritizes students' cultures. In the recent years, cultural teaching has increased. It is meant to benefit students' learning experiences by promoting engagement, enrichment, and achievement of all students by embracing a wealth of diversity, identifying and nurturing students' cultural strengths, and validating students' lived experience and their place in the world.
The core concepts of culturally responsive and relevant teaching is that the ability of individuals to offer and uphold culturally safe and effective practices is what is required to adhere systems. It is cultural responsiveness. Since it is inherently transformational, it must include self-awareness, behavior, and action, what means doing the stuff. In addition to the information, what refers to knowing. Benefits of culturally responsive and relevant teaching. It elevates the standard for every student. Teachers may shift away from the deficit mindset, focusing on what a student can't do, by employing culturally responsive teaching. Rather, they pinpoint the strength of each student and utilize them to design demanding student-focused lessons. For students from underrepresented groups whose abilities are frequently undervalued, this is particularly crucial. It also facilitates schools in better meeting the requirements of pupils. Implicit prejudice may exist for underprivileged kids due to the factors such as language, culture, and race. Implicit bias is a term for the preconceived notions or views that we all harbor.
Being culturally responsive as a white teacher. Erin Dunleavy is a teacher who grew up in suburban New Jersey and worked in New York City public school. When she was 21, she began teaching in the James Monroe campus located in the South Bronx, where she received backlash from parents within the community for her alerting news outlet Daily News to cover a sit-in that she participated in. The sit-in was exerted to protest against a single metal detector that acquired a line of 2,500 students, on top of getting patted down. She was called down to the principal's office, where she found herself confronted by an angry parent that asked her what her experience was like when she was in high school. The parent followed up by sharing that she had attended the school in the 90s and believed it was irrational for her to decide what safety should look like for the young people in the community. This situation triggered a realization within her that she had assumed she knew due to her lack of understanding and knowledge.
Challenges of culturally responsive pedagogy. The history outlines the traits of culturally sensitive school leaders, while also describing the perspective of those at the school, district, and system levels who view the presence of pupils from the other cultural backgrounds as an unwanted burden. For some educators, creating culturally responsive learning environments is hampered by bias, fear, lack of cultural understanding, a lack of professional skills, and inadequate support systems.
According to the National Center for Education Statistics, 49.4 million students were enrolled in public elementary and secondary schools in fall 2021. They identified with the following races: white, Hispanic, Black, Asian, two or more races, American Indian, Alaska Native, and Pacific Islanders. As you can see, more than half of the population identifies with another race other than white. The National Center for Education Statistics did a study in 2017 and 2018 to look at teacher representation. It found that 79% of public school teachers were white. 21% were either Hispanic, Black, Asian, two or more races, Native American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, or Alaska Native. This study shows that there is a large discrepancy between white teachers and teachers of another race. These are some questions to consider. These are our references.